Welcome to In the Groove with Todd and Jackie, the podcast where good vibes meet great conversations and change makers take center stage.
Each week, we sit down with inspiring authors, impactful speakers, and visionary leaders who are making a difference in the world.
We're bringing you powerful insights, engaging stories, and actionable ideas to amplify your voice and spark meaningful change.
So get ready to get in the groove as we dive into conversations that uplift, inspire, and empower.
Now, here's Todd and Jackie.
Hey, it's another groovy day, and well, that's because we make it that way. Welcome to In the Groove with Todd and Jackie. As you guessed, I'm Todd.
And I'm Jackie. And this is the podcast where good vibes meet great conversations and change makers take center stage.
That's right. We're talking to people who want to expand their mission, their message, and maybe even monetize their business with their message.
And besides this podcast, Todd and I get in the groove through our Take the TEDx Stage coaching programs. We have witnessed about a dozen young people taking the TEDx stage.
Yes, you helped them get
there, help them to determine and identify what is it that I could say on such a prestigious stage as TEDx, and then how do I deliver it in a way that makes me feel so cool and powerful. And we've watched some young people do that, and it is pretty awesome. We've had some adults that we've helped as well. And it's amazing too, but there's nothing, I think, more heartwarming than seeing a young person recognize their value. So if you're interested in or ever considered, do I have a TEDx talk inside of me? What would that mean to be a TEDx speaker? What would that do for me? Please let us know, and we can help you through the process, even if it's just giving you some tips or ideas. So how do they learn more about that? Where do they go to find us?
You can go to toddandjackie.com, click on the Impact and Outreach tab, and then I think there's a whole list there of different ways you can connect with us, work with us, spit at us. No, I'm just kidding.
Please don't do that.
No, don't do that. Throw rocks. No, don't do that. But you can connect with us right there. That's toddandjackie.com and click on the Impact and Outreach tab.
Absolutely. All right. Well, bringing good vibes today so we can have a great conversation is a change maker. Her name is Lee Smith. Lee is a mindset thought leader. She is the creator of the Candy Method. Who doesn't like candy? And she hosts the G3 Mastermind group. Her landing page, she's got a free gift, she says, for all of you listeners today. So look forward to hearing that. Don't tune out until she gives you that free gift. But welcome, Lee, to In the Groove with Todd and Jackie.
Thank you so much, Todd and Jackie. I'm so excited to be here with you and the audience. And yes, talk about all things mindset and self-talk.
Hey, that's awesome.
So we have this amazing audience. They're tuned into us. They got their cup of coffee. They're ready to go. And they want to know, what do you got for me today?
Well, how about I start with an origin story?
Yeah.
to get that. Well, today I am fulfilling the dream of my 8-year-old inner self. Yes, I was 8 years old when I got up in front of my church congregation, somewhere between 300 and 500 people, and it was wonderful. I was proclaiming the scriptures during a church service, and that was all fine because I had all of these 300 sets of eyes and smiles looking right back at me. But the magic for me in that moment was when I walked away from the sanctuary, and I felt this little shiver go through my body, and I thought, what is that feeling and how do I get more of that? And
Mm.
so in some form or fashion, I have been pursuing public speaking. I am one of those weirdos, yes, where, I'd rather have an audience. I know most people would rather face death than a group of people that they have to speak in front of. I'm the complete opposite. It's like, nah, keep death at bay, bring me the people. I'm ready to rock and roll. And
Right.
it's not a matter of being a center of attention because that is not who I am. For me, it's knowing that I am a vessel, an instrument of
Mm.
delivering a message that the audience needs or wants to hear. And when I get to watch them have an aha moment, and then I know I'm planting a seed of some sort of change to make themselves or their lives better, that's when I know I'm really fulfilling that calling. And
Mm.
10 years ago, I can't believe it's been 10 years now. It's coming upon that. Um, I was fulfilling a separate dream of being a stay-at-home mom. And I came into a blended family when I married my husband. So together we raised his son, my stepson, and then we had a daughter together. And being a stay-at-home mom and doing the things day in and day out while I kept telling myself I loved it and I felt I loved it. I didn't realize it until this one particular day that I was getting caught up in the mundane. Over the years, I lost being present in that moment. And if there's any moms in the audience, you probably can relate to the never-ending cycles of dishes and laundry and meal planning and cooking and taking the kids here and there and all of that. And while there was a lot of joy in there, there was a lot of that mundane. And
Mm.
then I was blessed with my husband. We had a 23-day holiday vacation in Hawaii across 4 islands. And
Wow.
so it was my husband and myself. Our daughter was a young teenager at the time. Our son was grown and out of the house, but he was there with us with his then girlfriend. And so 23 days in Hawaii means 22 incredible sunsets. And it was on this one particular sunset, we're standing on the lava beach, and my husband, with his passion for photography, had the camera up to his face and the lens extending like the nose of Pinocchio. He's trying to get the light just right. And my daughter was cradled in my arms, and then off to the other side of me was my stepson and his girlfriend. And we're looking out, and I'm thinking, oh, I can't believe I'm so blessed with this incredible trip. I can't believe I'm here with my family, the people that I love the most. And I'm thinking, this is such beautiful scenery, the golden orb on the sapphire horizon of the ocean, and the
Mm.
breeze is caressing our face. And I'm thinking, I'm doing something that most people don't get even once in a lifetime on one island. And Todd and Jackie, I was thinking, and then I caught myself thinking that I'm only thinking. There was no emotion in that
Mm.
moment. And it
Hmm.
was like, whoa, wait a minute. What's happening here? What is happening? And I started having an internal conversation with myself, like, who am I right now? And I couldn't come up with an answer. What came up for me was feeling like I was covered in dust, but with a J. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm just a wife. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I'm just a stepmom. I'm just a daughter. I'm just a sister. I'm just this shell of a woman, numb, wondering what is happening right now.
Hmm.
And because it was the end of the year, I thought this is not good. This is not going to work for me. Who is Lee Smith right now? And because I couldn't come up with an answer in that moment, I said, no, this is not good enough. And I drew a line in the proverbial sand because I was standing on a lava beach anyway, right? And
Yeah.
so then that proverbial sand, and I said, with the new year coming around the corner, I don't care how selfish it seems to anyone else, I am going on a quest to figure out who is Lee and what makes her happy.
Mm.
Nice.
And I decided to grab a word. I'm like, I want a word to anchor the journey. I had heard of friends who would choose a word of the year to carry them through. And I thought, I'm going to try that. I haven't done that before. And the word that came up for me was laugh, which was
Hmm.
super appropriate because I couldn't remember at that time when was the last time I had a genuine laugh. And I thought,
Yeah.
okay. So I came home stateside and admittedly, it started from the bed to the corner of the couch watching reruns of Friends because it's my favorite sitcom. I love all the six characters, and even though I knew all the scenes and the lines, they would make me laugh. And then I was very fortunate, coincidentally, during that time, there was a local comedy troupe putting on an improv show, only those first 3 months of the year. So almost every weekend I was down front and center. And with the local networking that I was doing, I knew the people who had an amazing sense of humor. And I thought if I could just get in their space, maybe some of that energy would rub off on me.
Hmm.
And the change did happen. I was laughing, and through that laughter, I was able to reclaim my joy. And
Hmm.
my joy whispered to me, well, now that I'm here, what do you want to do with me? And then right behind that question came the laughter of my 8-year-old inner self. She said, remember how we love public speaking? Let's go doing that. And
Wow.
that's how I said yes. You know, my daughter's getting ready to graduate from high school at that time, and she'll be leaving the proverbial nest. And I thought, yes, what better time to be chasing my dream than right here, right now? And that's when I said, okay, I'm going to seek out public speaking. And I took my almost then at that time 30 years of personal growth development from the greats like Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, and the ladies who have taken the stage too, from Mel Robbins, Brene Brown, Marie Forleo. You know, how do I take the things that I've learned from them along with my life lessons and create a message that's going to be meaningful and impactful in the world? And that's when I set out for my purpose, and here I am today, Todd and Jackie.
Wow.
Ta-da!
So, okay. Thank you so much for that history because that sets you up now to be able to tell our audience what is that message then that you've decided you're going to share through
Yes.
public speaking.
Yes. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I have a visual for it. So when I did my self-reflection on what was that journey that I went through, recognizing that on the beach that day, I was in depression, and a depression that was happening so underneath because on the outside I was smiling. I was
Hmm.
still, putting out there that I've got my life together, but underneath it, yes, I was that shell of a woman. And then it's like, well, when that's not going to work, when that's not in alignment with who I really am, how did I make that process?
Right.
And it was recognizing that I was reacting to my day to day and I wasn't being present and creating the best version of myself. And all of our thought leaders in the world, they talk about how we human beings, we struggle because we want control of everything, right?
Right.
We want control of the alarm clock. We want control of traffic when we're commuting somewhere. We want control of the yeses when we're putting out an offer. And yet we can't control those things. Or even in our personal relationships, we can't control how someone is going to respond, but we can control how we choose to respond to any given moment, instant situation in life, right?
Mm,
So I've created this reactor creator model, and that's my mission. And I have a visual here.
mm,
And for those who are not watching visually, but you're listening, I invite you, if it's safe, of course, to write down the word reactor. And I'm holding up Scrabble letters that spell reactor. And a reactor is like me that day as a stay-at-home mom where I was reacting to the never-ending cycles. I was reacting to the needs of everybody else but me.
mm,
And so while I may have had some ideas of dreams and goals for myself, I was reacting to all the fires in life. And like the letter C, I felt stressed and overwhelmed and like I was stuck in the middle of all the things.
mm.
And if you're writing the word down, I now invite you to put an X over the letter C. Here, visually, I'm going to take that particular Scrabble letter out because this is an invitation to take a beat, whether it's a deep breath for 30 seconds, or it's a weekend retreat or a mini getaway, see yourself. Take yourself out from the middle of all those things. Take that pause and see yourself for your amazingness and your brilliance. Just like I had to see myself coming home and remember, who is Lee Smith and what does she have to offer the world? So I like to say that you have three G's, that you have genius, you have gifts, and you have greatness within you. And I liken it to a cell phone number. We have over 8 billion people on the planet. And if you can believe it, 90 to 95% of us have a cell phone, which means we have the digits 0 through 9 in common. And yet, no two numbers are exactly alike.
Hmm.
And so it is with your three G's, your genius and your gifts and your greatness. They make Jackie Jackie. They make Todd Todd. They make Lee Lee. They make you you. And when you work with me, I get to help you see what those three G's are. And when you see that and you put yourself first, that's when the transformation and the magic happens. So if you're writing the word down, just put the letter C in front of the rest of the letters. Because when that happens, you are no longer the reactor, you are the creator. And
Clever.
everything else falls into space. And so you see what aligns with who you are. That allows you to set up appropriate boundaries. So you know what to say yes to for opportunities, you know what to say no to when it's not the right fit. And this can be also creating the day, the week, the year, the life, your business. If you're speaking, if you're an entrepreneur, creating that best version of yourself, creating that message that you will be taking out in the world. In your relationships, if a conflict or something like that arises, you get to take that little heartbeat and pause and say, wait a minute, am I reacting to this? And you're feeling all of the I'm going to attack you with this, or are you creating the best version of yourself
Right.
because you're having this exchange with someone that you genuinely care about, and now you're creating that best response to return to calm, or an understanding, things like that. And so my mission is to deliver this message of let's transform the reactor into the creator. So
Great,
instead of
great
seeing
movie.
yourself stuck in the middle of all the things, see yourself first, because that's not selfish. It is essential. And then in
Yeah.
doing that, you get to take that best version of yourself out into the world.
Well,
Cool.
this best version of myself now needs to take a pause because my head just about exploded. No, I'm just kidding. That was very cool, and that's very creative, and it's
Thank
very,
you.
very, very unique. I've never seen that before, so
Thank
kudos.
you. Thank you.
Stay tuned. We've got more with Lee right after this.
Besides podcasting, Todd and Jackie get in the groove through the Speak Feed Lead Project, a nonprofit serving many communities.
At the Speak Feed Lead Project, we empower entrepreneurs, speakers, and families to find their unique voice and message through transformative retreats.
Like our signature talk retreat, where you'll spend 5 days in Costa Rica's Pacific jungle crafting and delivering your unique message.
Perhaps you're interested in our Family Talks retreat, where you'll strengthen family bonds and discover your signature talks together in 5 days on Costa Rica's Caribbean side.
You'll also find Jackie's VIP experience, where you'll work with her for 2 to 3 days, focusing entirely on your business and message, anywhere in the world that suits you.
To find another way to get in your groove and discover ways your message can shine brightly to more audiences, use this QR code to learn more.
Welcome back to In the Groove. I almost said Life Mastery Radio.
Oh my gosh, I did that a couple weeks ago.
In the Groove with Todd and Jackie. And if you don't know, that was our old show. This is our new show. I'm Todd. That's Jackie. And we have this amazing guest with us today. And before the break, we went through this transmutation of being a reactor into a creator. And it was pretty cool. And it's a great segue now to find out more.
Absolutely.
So what does he want to know?
Well, I want to know, Lee, how do you make this happen for people? What does it look like to work with you
Yes.
as someone who can help them be a creator?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So as the owner of Upcycle Coaching and the founder of the G3 Mastermind, I help high achieving women who are successful in life. They're making amazing things happen, yet internally they're struggling with that inner critic, as I call it. And it may show up as imposter syndrome. It may show up as procrastination. It may show up as that little bit of hesitation instead of stepping fully into their power in their leadership role and the things that they're doing in the world. And so I invite them into my G3 mastermind where I get to help them rewrite their self-talk. And that's where I've put together a free gift for the audience today at rewriteyourselftalk.com. It is a positive self-talk guide where I take the typical sayings that we say to ourselves, I'm not good enough, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, and reframe that into the positive things that we can be saying to ourselves. And it may seem silly at first, but I promise you, when you become aware of those negative sayings and you reframe it into the positive and you repeat that over and over again, it's a rewiring in your brain so that you replace those negative loops and it does start to show up more positively in the world for yourself. And so it's inside of my online community where we have a mastermind setting, and whether it's mastermind interactive activities or it's a hot seat that serves the individual as well as the group as a whole, where we create those breakthroughs for the women so that you're making better and faster decisions that align with that creator within you so that you are shining truly as yourself into those G3s, those genius, the gifts, and the greatness out into the world.
Very nice. So that just leads me to a question then. You're
Yes,
helping others through their challenges, right? Over that
yes,
fence, over that hurdle. What
yes.
challenges are you faced with?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. Oh my goodness. It has been really dialing in the focus. And then having the opportunities to laugh at myself. I was wonderfully blessed, as I like to call it. In October, I put in a bid for a corporate speaking gig, and I was working with a coach, and I happened to open up my email, and I saw an email response on that bid, and when it came through, I kid you not, I was reading it like a high school student expecting a rejection letter from a college admission.
Oh,
When I opened it up, there was no rejection. It was, we really liked what you presented and we want to accept your proposal. The next step is to take an interview. And so when I read that email, I was like, oh, but then I took a step back. I'm like, well, I need to laugh at myself because I was creating self-doubt instead of leaning into the trust of
hmm.
who I am and what value I do bring into the world. And it's like, oh, look at me, look at me. So I think some of the challenges that I face now is really observing the things that I go through so that I can use my personal self as the first leader.
Very
Yeah.
good,
Because if I'm not paying attention to my self-talk and I'm leaning into the negative, then I'm kind of a hypocrite.
right?
But I just want to show that I'm real and that even though these are the things that I'm teaching, I am still living it too. And so
Yeah.
when I can turn it around for myself, then I like to use that as an example to say, this is how I get to help you. And so when I'm working with a client in, putting her in a hot seat and working her through her self-talk and creating those results for her, super, super awesome. Like I had one gal who she's like, Lee, she's like, I've got a webinar tomorrow. She's like, I've been doing these webinars for 2 years. I haven't got a sale yet. I was like, oh, well, 2 years is a lot of time to wait, isn't it? How about we make a change for tomorrow? Let's touch on what is your self-talk going into this so far. So she shared some of that conversation with me, and I said, well, can I suggest a reframe? And she's like, of course. So I gave her that reframe and some key words to play into her presentation. And the next day, at the end of the day, she sent me a result. She said, Lee, I got a sale. It worked. I got a sale. And
Wow.
it's
Very cool.
fantastic. And so to be able to take, again, my personal examples, show, model it for my clients, show them how they can do that reframe and they can get the win out of it. It's exciting, fulfilling for the both of us, of course.
Yeah. Do you just work with women, Lee? And since you are a public speaker, there's two parts to my question here. What are
Yeah.
some of the stages that you still aspire to speak on that you haven't
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. With this corporate opportunity, it's showing me that corporate workshops are definitely something that I want to be doing with a majority of my time. And I had again just a wonderful experience because I did put three proposal ideas to them. One was focusing on the reactor creator shift for themselves and just really doing a deep dive on that. Another was because I do a lot with productivity as well. So I gave them a productivity proposal. And then the other one was my candy method. And they said, well, we want the candy method. And I said, fantastic. So
Hmm.
to be able to do a deep dive with that. So as a speaker, where I can do keynote speaking or speaking to corporate teams and taking them through a workshop bit is something that I look for. And in those audiences, I do work with both men and women. I love both men and women. And then on myself with my online community and mastermind, that is focused right now specifically on women because in the networking that I've been doing, I hear it so much more with the women where they're like, oh, that imposter syndrome. Oh, it's just like
Hmm.
how, I feel like a fraud putting myself out there. And I'm like,
Right.
why? Why? You have so much value. And what you do may be different from what I do, but that's okay because the world needs all of us. And, they may need us at different times, but they still need all of us. So let's get you to feel confident about who you are, the value you put out there. You are worthy, your audience is worthy. So let's make that happen and stop reacting to that and really
Right.
create what it is that you're going to be doing. So those are the two audiences that I look at.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to
Awesome.
get dudes to admit to that, right?
I've had a few. I've had a few say, "Well, can I join your community?" And I'm like, "Well, isn't that interesting to know?" And I'm like, "Well, I know some guys who do this similar type of work. I can, recommend you to them, but
Yeah,
as
I'm gonna
far as
set you up.
me, you might
Yeah.
have to wait."
So, how do people get a hold of you, Lee?
Oh, fantastic question. So they can find me. Well, the best way is to come into my community through the free gift. Go to rewriteyourselftalk.com. I'm going to ask simply for your name and your email address, and in exchange, I will give you my PDF. Don't say that, say this, the positive self-talk guide, and then you'll receive nurturing emails from me so that you can learn more about me, the work that I do, and you'll be invited into my community.
Very cool.
Awesome. Cool. What's 2026 is just getting started.
It
What's your main
is.
focus this year? What do you hope to accomplish by the end of this year?
Yeah, so by the end of this year, I will have accomplished massive growth inside of my mastermind community, and I will either be in the planning stages or will be hosting a 2-day retreat for the women. So I'm really, really excited to do that.
No, you can't be in between. It's either one or the other.
Right, right. I haven't put the date yet, so maybe when I put the date on the calendar, they'll make it more accomplishing.
Okay,
But
but
it's
just
like
think about that because
right?
you're holding two ideas and the universe wants to give you both at the
Yeah,
same time, and it's like
right.
scratching its head.
Exactly, exactly. No,
Okay.
I am
And I would
putting it out there.
definitely
I know the
go
date makes
with
it
the
more
bigger one.
real.
I would
Yes,
definitely go with the bigger one. Okay, just to
exactly,
be clear.
exactly. Yes,
Well,
yes.
we are just about out of time. It's been an amazing discussion, Lee. I hope that you can come back because I think there are a lot more cool things that we could be talking about. Like we didn't hear about the candy method. We'll save that for
Right.
a later date.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
But lastly, we want to know, and our audience wants to know, how does Lee get in the groove every day?
Ah. Oh gosh. I am a firm believer in the morning routine. And for me, my philosophy is not about when you wake up, because I know there's so many people, I just can't get into the 5 a.m. club. I'm not a morning riser. I'm like, that's not me either. My
Mhm.
philosophy is not necessarily when you wake up, but how you wake up.
Mhm.
And so that morning routine, it's like instead of hitting the snooze button, because that's a reaction, you create your best day by turning off the alarm and get yourself moving. And I do that with gratitude. Hey, here's another day I get to wake up, I get to show up, and I get to serve. And then doing some breath work. And then I move my body, not necessarily a full workout, but I'll do stretches to get my body moving. And I take a hot and a cold shower. I always
Wow.
finish with a cold shower,
Yeah.
and because that does things for the dopamine, and certainly wakes up the body and it gets moving.
Yeah.
I always have my water first, water, always hydrating the body, and then I have my cup of coffee, and then I show up and do my thing. That's my getting into the groove.
That's the getting into the groove. That's a good way, except for the cold shower. I have an aversion to cold showers. But anyway, I understand the benefits of it.
And
It's just,
I know the benefits. In the Marine Corps, there were some days we didn't have a choice.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding, huh? Awesome.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for showing up as you today, Lee, and
Thank you.
sharing your great message with our audience.
Thank
Yeah, we
you.
really appreciate what you're doing. Absolutely.
And thank you for tuning in to our show today. We take a little extra effort to make sure that we have good quality guests, good
Hmm.
quality messages, and you're feeling like you're getting good quality. So I
Yeah.
know you're getting good quality. Lastly, please, please, please make it a great day because it's all about choice. And you can choose to check out Lee and her program. Bye bye for now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Lee.
That's a wrap for this episode of In the Groove with Todd and Jackie, where good vibes meet great conversations and change makers take center stage.
We hope you've been inspired by today's guest and are ready to bring more positivity, connection, and impact into your world.
If you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little groove in their life.
And don't forget to check us out on toddandjackie.com for more great conversations.
Until next time, keep shining, keep grooving, and keep making a difference.